Welcome to your franchise staff. Here you find the right... It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and we've got J.K. Dobbins. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Ravens and the Jaguars on Sunday night primetime.
With a winter chill gripping much of the nation, no such worries today here in the Sunshine State at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now at his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Another run here with Dobbins. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now it's Jackson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first. It 3's in. Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
And, Brandon, I think from where they started, the initial thought was, can we get 1 or 2 first downs and help out our defense after we pump the ball away with field position? But as that drive went on, I think their sights got set a little bit higher. They were thinking touchdown, ended up settling in between and coming away with a field goal.
Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former #1 pick in the draft in his third season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Lawrence. ETN bringing in another one. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They trailed 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers on the ground for ETN last week. 22 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
On 3rd down, Lawrence escaping the pressure right. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And taken right on the 30. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Ravens, they'll take over. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
2nd down and 3. To throw is Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 33 yards that time. What a luxury to have a tight end that can run a post route like that.
It's a luxury for the offense. It's an extreme luxury for the quarterback. Always has a great outlet and usually able to come up
under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Clock running here, under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game. You look at this Jaguar defense, and they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move it to the top 5.
It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Tucker's kick is good, and that will make it 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now Etienne to start the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Lawrence. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He's got the 1st down and then some. Touchdown, Jaguars! Zay Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from moving out in front. McManus's point after is good, and they take the lead here at 7-6. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their 2nd straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Jackson, flush to his right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Jackson now. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker able to record his 5th sack of the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Devon Hamilton, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Throw there, but that's going to end up incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
The partner's a former defensive back. I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Jackson. He finds Aguilar over the middle. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now Jackson on 2nd down, eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Ravens have regained the lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
A short throw there to Strange.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. A short throw to Ingram. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now Lawrence is going to get his guys to go quickly.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence on the move to his left. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3.
Here's Lawrence. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They go play action with Lawrence. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Fair catch made at the 34-yard line. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on 1st down. Here's Lawrence to throw. A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Play action, it's Lawrence. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before
first and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. On first and 10, it's Etienne. And taken down just shy of the 40.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
They run the option left with Lawrence. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
A handoff running left is Etienne. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. Touchdown! Christian Kirk from 17 yards out.
And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied at 14. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's
and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Rashad Bateman,
and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman,
83 yards, and the Ravens have broken the tie.
And when you're thinking about your opening drive in the third quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, just sitting back in my chair, let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
Jaguars 14. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though.
A give to Etienne running right.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Lawrence now off the bootleg. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 and
it gone with ETN.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. That is caught. And he is going to have a Jags first down, and he was able to get it by play. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. ETN up the middle. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
On 2nd down, here's Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. 11. Now Lawrence. And Jones has it over the middle. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is we're all tied now early in this 4th quarter.
If you've been waiting all day for Sunday night, it's been worth the wait. All tied here in the 4th as the kick is away. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
They go play action now. Jackson. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's...
And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Jaguars 21. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now Lawrence.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Patrick Queen
coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in the game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
That's taken at around the 40. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Baltimore Raven offense returns, and we see wide receiver Rashad Bateman bringing him out.
When you're in a zone like he is, what's the conversation like on the sideline between he and his quarterback? Is that a one-way conversation of, hey, just keep getting me the football?
It actually is probably a two-way conversation because he wants to keep getting him the football because he's seeing the payoff. Getting the ball to that guy means yardage, and as we've seen, touchdowns in this game. So I think both of them get more and more excited about the possibilities as things continue on.
Yeah, so far it's been over 100 yards and the 2 scores.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is caught. Touchdown. Nelson Aguilar. 33 yards.
And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. He knocks it through, and it's 35-21. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was capped by the touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars.
Down by 2 touchdowns. 2:19 to play. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Lawrence.
His throw incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Again, it's Lawrence.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Rip, 23. 2nd and 10. Here we go.
Lawrence will throw.
Now he's flushed out right.
And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, at the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part. Any part of the quarterback's body that's near that line of scrimmage, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. So he was clearly over the line. That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Now 1st and goal. Here's Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Ridley, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And he'll work down inside the 45. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. It's a gain of 6, and that ought to just about do it. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Baltimore, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.